So continuing on from the previous video of initializing the firearm ammo, we need to create the tags. So under our core module, under our tags, we're going to add a new, well, actually we can just copy this header file, honestly. So we can copy and paste, and let's name it to something simple. Like this will just be our gameplay effect magnitude tags. Now we don't really need to, have a bunch of different files for all of these tags and all that kind of stuff. Let's remove them all except for the one. But I personally like to, just so everything is kind of self-contained in related areas. Next up, do the same thing to the CPP file. So gameplay effect magnitude tags. And we'll change what we're including to the gameplay effect magnitude tags.h. And we want just the first entry. So let's name this one to ability dot or underscore effect underscore magnitude. And this one will be related to the firearm ammo. So we'll just do ammo. And let's see, we want, what is it? Current magazine ammo. Now I know that's a little bit of a long one, so bear with me. So ability dot effect dot magnitude. Actually, let's just remove the effect part. Let's just do ability dot magnitude. So we'll kind of know from there. So ability dot magnitude dot ammo, because it's under ammo, dot current magazine ammo. Let's duplicate 3 more times, and we have our magazine capacity, current ammo reserve, and our ammo reserve capacity. So in the CPP file, do the same thing and just start copying and pasting over like so. And we can just copy the remaining, well, more or less the last word. Okay, so here is our new tags. So we can close out of this, and in our firearm.cpp, we can go ahead and include these tags. So include data, tags, gameplay effect, magnitude, tags. So now in the set by color magnitude, we want to set the data tag to be tag underscore ability magnitude ammo magazine capacity. And then we want to give it a value. So the magnitude, and that magnitude is going to be our current magazine ammo from our F ammo values. So we need to actually make a struct of this. So we will just do it under the protected section and call it ammo values. So this will be ammo values dot magazine capacity. And then we'll duplicate this 3 more times and pretty much go through the list. So we have magazine capacity, current magazine ammo is what we want at the top. So current magazine ammo, magazine capacity, then we want current ammo reserve, then we want ammo reserve capacity. And that'll take care of that. So once we have that, we are pretty much good to go. So this will go through the gameplay effect and apply the actual values that we want, and then apply them directly to our gameplay attributes. So now we can go ahead and close out of the editor, recompile, relaunch, and kind of get this up and going with the gameplay effect, at which point we can also, which we need to do, we need to initialize these values. So that'll be pretty simple. Basically, we need to override one of the functions here, which we have not done yet, but it'll be simple enough to do. Okay, once we are back inside the editor, let's open that gameplay effect back up. And the current magazine ammo, we need to set to ability, magnitude ammo, current magazine ammo. Then do the exact same thing for for the, what is this, the current magazine ammo. We need the magazine capacity. And then we need 2 more of these. So the next one's going to be, let's see, it is the current ammo reserve and the and the ammo reserve capacity. Same thing, set by caller, override, override. So this one's going to be the current ammo reserve, and this one's going to be the ammo reserve capacity. So hopefully I got those set right and I didn't overlook anything. So now that we have this init here, we need to actually set the values of this ammo values. So to do that, the SKG Firearm already has a function of when the data asset is, it's actually set, and that is going to be something related to DA Firearm. So, or DA construction. So we have the set construction data asset, and we have the onRep DA construction. So we're going to do it, let me think really quick. Yeah, so we're going to do it inside of DA construction. So let's override DA construction. Let's see, was that a public or protected? That is a protected function. So we'll put it down here. Down here. So this will be the, what was it? onRep underscore DA construction. So this will be what we override. And actually, I think we even have a couple of values. I cannot remember. It's been a little while since I've actually been in here. Something in regards to a delegate, which I think is in the base actor. Okay, so it's the on bundles loaded, I think. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking of on bundles loaded, which we don't technically need that in this case. So we just want to override DA construction. Obviously, we need to call the parent, otherwise the construction is going to completely fail. And what we want to do is set the ammo values to basically equal parts of the data asset. So in here, we want to set the current magazine ammo to equal the get PDA firearm. We want the magazine capacity. So we want to do this 2 more times. Well, 1 more time. So we have the current magazine ammo equaling the magazine capacity, and we want the magazine capacity to equal magazine capacity. Now we want 2 more. So we have the magazine capacity. Now we want the ammo reserve. So current ammo reserve equals the ammo reserve capacity, and the ammo reserve capacity equals the ammo reserve capacity. So this will basically start us out with a full ammo firearm, basically. And that should take care of pretty much what we need. So now that we have that, these should initialize just fine. So let's go ahead and close out of the editor. And let me check the firearm attribute set. We want to remove these init calls in the constructor. We don't want to set them because the firearm is going to set them. And I think we should be good to go. So let's go ahead and compile, and relaunch, and just see. Okay, let's go ahead and just hit play and see what happens. So we press play, we get the firearm. Let's look at our values here, and currently they are all 0. So we need to check and see to make sure that these are actually being set. So what we want to do in here is simply, So once we're in here, we want to go ahead and just do a log, UE log temp, warning, text. Let's do init ammo values. And we'll print out the actual magazine capacity. So current magazine ammo, like so. Just so we can see if it's actually running or if it is running and the actual ammo value just so happens to be 0, we'll kind of know. So let's press play. Okay, init ammo values 0. So the ammo values themselves are currently 0. So what we're going to do in this context, because it seems like this is running, I guess, not soon enough, we are going to want to basically check and see and get the ammo values. So basically, we are going to make a new function, getting rid of this one, and we'll call it void. Let's do, actually, let's just do f ammo values, get ammo values. Because basically what's going to happen in here is we're going to check and see if it is initialized. So let's copy this. So if ammo values dot b is set, which we should probably rename, then we simply return ammo values. Otherwise, we want to set the values, and let's actually rename b set to b initialized. So if, once we set the values like this, we want to set ammo values dot be initialized to true. So we can actually clean this up a bit. So if it is not initialized, then we will initialize it, and then regardless, we will return ammo values. So let's remove the DA construction, come back up here, and before we actually apply anything, we want to get ammo values. So if ammo values equals get ammo values. And we're going to use values instead. I guess technically it doesn't really matter, but we'll do it like so. Okay, so we're basically making a duplicate of f ammo values. So now we can give this another try. So let's close down the editor, recompile, relaunch, and just see where we're at. Okay, once we are back inside the editor, let's give this another try. So we press play, and init ammo values 0. And it just occurred to me that I forgot to update or actually set the ammo values in the 1911. So ammo is 0. So that is my bad. So what I want to do now is just go ahead and set them. So magazine capacity, 7. Ammo reserve capacity, we'll do 7 times, let's do 12. So 84. And hit save. So now press play. Okay, init ammo values is still incorrect. Oh, that's right. It's because of the print. But you can see here the current magazine ammo, 7, 7, 84, 84. So we know we're good to go there. So what I want to do now is I want to actually undo. So just spam Control Z until I get just to the DA construction part, and then do the same thing in the header, like so. So this way we've reverted back to doing it inside of the onRep, and this is unchanged. So let's compile one more time, just make sure we are good to go, and yeah, we can move forward from there. Okay, once we are back in the editor, make sure these values are set for our ammo, and press play. So we got the ammo default value here at 7. We have 7, 7, 84, 84, which is correct. I can shoot out my ammo, and let's run as a client and just see. So same thing, client side, we are good to go. So I actually want to try and just see roughly what the delay is like regarding setting all this. So I'm going to enable network emulation as the bad profile and show our ability system. So pretty much by the time it's equipped, we do have our values set. So I'm not too overly worried about any of that, because we really shouldn't be having this bad of latency anyways, because it really is quite bad. Okay, so that takes care of that. we can remove our init ammo values, and we are ready to move on. So now that we have this set up, we need to also work on our on unequipped, which will basically just fetch our ammo values from the current attribute set. So basically, what values we have before we actually unequip. Likewise, in order to get to even, that point, we need a way to, well, switch guns. So for example, in our player pawn, how we are giving ourselves the 1911 like this, and then setting it, we need to also give ourselves another gun. So that way we can try to switch between, the various firearms. So that'll be probably the next step. So that way we can test the equipping, unequipping, and all this kind of stuff and just make sure everything actually works as expected. So with that said, I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also gain early access to this entire series.